Money Man, and what it's about, it's about immigration and the challenges families face with immigrating from a new country to have a better life and a better future for not them and their sons and daughters. Um, Money Man. Hello, class. My name is Leonardo Dienda, and the title of my project is Money Man. I chose this topic because many people find immigration like make jokes about and then will realize and understand what one goes through and the pain they find to find a better life. My dad, Alejandro Robles, also known as Alex, was born on September 21st, 1988, in New Jersey City, in New Jersey. He was born in New Jersey but grew up in Mexico on his family's farm. He was the oldest of three brothers. As a child, he loved going to pools and his own private lake his family owned on the farm on hot days in the summer. In high school, he was a starter on the soccer team. His team was called the Black Panthers. In high school, and upon graduating in high school, he met my mother, and they couldn't really find a job in Mexico to sustain me and my family. So they made the tough choice to go to the United States with my mom and only a couple $100s. When my dad was 18, he immigrated to the USA. And immigration is an international movement of people to a destination country of which they are not natives or they do not possess citizenship in order to settle or reside there. Immigration started by the early 1600s. Communities of European immigration started the eastern seaboard, including the Spanish in Florida, the British in New England and Virginia, the Dutch in New York, and the Swedes in Delaware. Some, including the Pilgrims and Puritans, came for religious freedom. Many sought greater economic opportunities. Ever since those times, people have been immigrating to the USA for good purposes and bad purposes. And lately it has gone really bad, with the new president making it more strict for people to come in and out. I asked my dad if he ever thought as a teenager if he ever saw himself leaving his family, friends, and siblings. And he said he never planned. He always planned on staying home and having a little piece of land and helping his dad on his farm. But little did he know he would be one of 4.5 million people that would immigrate in 2006. My parents immigrated to Kansas. They chose Kansas because my dad had a friend who could give him a home until he was able to afford himself. In 2006, my mom and dad were two of the 173,000 foreign immigrants to immigrate to the state of Kansas. At the time, Kansas was the perfect place for immigrants to find a job. My father moved here with my mom, while my dad finished a technical school in 2 years to work construction installing AC. While he finished school, my mom would work as a waitress or cleaner in an elderly home. For the first couple of years, they lived with my dad's friends sharing a house. They only had one car with a bag over one window because it was shattered. They even said the AC didn't work, so in the summer it would be blazing hot, and in the winter, the weather would just be impeccable. After the 1 year, they decided they had enough money to support me, and at 5 is when I moved to Kansas. I asked my dad if it was hard to graduate from college. He went to, and he graduated with a 4.0 GPA. After 1 year of my dad getting a job as an exterminator and my mom working at an elderly home, they had enough money to buy a small house. Since they couldn't afford an alarm system, they bought a dog. At first, I remember how big he was, and then even to this day, 6 years later, 7, he is still with us now. And for a while, things didn't change. We didn't have enough money to buy a lot of things, so my family would just eat ramen noodles, and on special occasions, we'd just order pizza or carry out. Then my dad got the opportunity to get a better job and did his own personal installments. And my mom has raised enough money to decide to move to a bigger house and fix it up. And everything's starting to get better since the moving family was able to afford groceries.